Well, turning now from the California elections to elections in Arizona. We are just a couple of days away from election night in America. And on the ballot of every single Arizona voter, you'll see Proposition 207. The prop aims to legalize recreational marijuana in the Grand Canyon state. Now, it's not the first time that a proposition like this one has appeared on the ballot. Well, I spoke with experts on the topic and those running the campaign in favor and against Prop 207 in a 13 on your side special report as we take a look at the second part of the faded proposition.
Taking a rewind back to 2010, Arizona legalized medical marijuana.
At times I always refer to it as cannabis and not marijuana. I don't use a lot of slang when it comes to the medical program.
So, the medicinal use of cannabis went into effect in April of 2011. Since then, dispensaries operate as nonprofits, but if Prop 207 passes, they will be able to welcome recreational users. Some say this is a threat to patients and the Arizona Medical Marijuana Act.
Prop 207 were to pass, these medical marijuana dispensaries that were under these regulations passed by the voters will be able to become what's called a dual licensee, holding both a recreational and a medical license, and that will exempt them from the regulations.
And I think that's one of the misleading myths or confusions. They're parallel programs.
We don't touch the Medical Marijuana Act at all. And so the dispensaries that are currently selling to patients will continue to sell to patients. Folks can continue to get their medical marijuana card for their medicinal purposes, and they won't pay that excise tax.
This initiative is almost solely funded by existing medical marijuana dispensaries who are creating virtually a new commercial industry for themselves in Arizona and giving themselves a monopoly.
And that is actually true. Campaign reports show hundreds and even thousands of dollars donated to the Yes on 207 campaign, mainly from current owners of medicinal dispensaries.
The bill was written by the medical marijuana establishment group, and it does appear to be somewhat of a monopoly. Those that already have a medical marijuana license will be able to be first and at the front of the line to get the recreation.
It was very clear that residents of Arizona were fine with the footprint that exists today and fine with medical dispensaries who are operating in good faith or in good standing with DHS.
In the entire state of Arizona, there's about 130 registered dispensaries. 123 are currently operating. After the licenses are distributed, this can bring the number of operating recreational dispensaries up to 145.
So the fastest way to do that was to allow medical dispensaries that are operating in good standing to sell adult use shortly after the initiative passes.
Looking at other states, I think it's clear that those problems are not solved because the goal is profit.
It's just bonkers. There's no other way to describe it. The states that have legalized marijuana have generated revenue for their states.
And according to Yes on 207, about 10% of the $300 million that could be generated annually will go to fund addiction prevention and underage use prevention programs with the Department of Health Services.
It's 17 pages of sweeping change to Arizona law, and it's going to affect, I think, all of the areas that are key to Arizona.
But within those 17 pages, there are certain changes to criminal justice in Arizona.
So particularly in Yuma, you're on the Arizona side of the Colorado River and you're facing a felony for having a joint in your pocket. You're on the California side of the Colorado River, and it's legal.
According to Pew Research Center, in 2008, police officers across all 50 states made about 663,000 arrests for marijuana-related offenses. That means that 4 in 10 arrests that year were for mostly possession. In Arizona, possession of marijuana between 1 to 2.5 ounces is considered a petty offense. If passed, 207 would give over 200,000 people the chance to expunge their records of any marijuana-related charges and even save police departments several thousands of dollars.
It is insane that Arizona is the only state in the nation where small possession remains a felony, and a felony can haunt someone for the rest of their lives.
A study of drug laws in Massachusetts conducted by MIT found that the state could reduce criminal justice expenditures by $120.6 million per year, a large chunk of savings coming from the courts. California's pioneering decriminalization law, SB 95, has generated over $30 million per year in reduced police costs in the Golden State.
The question is, are Arizonans ready for this proposition and for all the consequences that come with it? And I would say they are not.
And we can fund community colleges. We can make community colleges whole and lower tuition without anyone having to pay more in their property tax or their sales tax. It is brand new money coming into the state and solves a huge problem that we have.
In Yuma, I'm Christian Galeno.